Hello, welcome to Chapter 9, Supply Chain Management and Logistics. For this chapter, it will be divided into two. The first part will be covered only strategic importance of supply chain management, building the supply base, sourcing strategies, and also sourcing issue. So we look into the learning objective. When you complete this chapter, you should be able to first explain the strategic importance of the supply chain. Second, identify 6 sourcing strategies. Third, explain issues and opportunities in the supply chain. And the last one, you should be able to describe the steps in supplier selection. Okay, for the first one, in this chapter, we will go through the case study of Darden Supply Chain. So Darden Supply Chain is the largest publicly traded casual dining company in the world. It serves over 400 million meals annually in more than 1,900 restaurants in the US and also Canada. Annual sales of these flagship brands total 6 billion. Operations is the strategy and sources food from 5 continents and thousands of suppliers. And it's also covered 4 distinct supply chains and over 2 billion spent annually in supply chains, and also competitive advantage achieved through the superior supply chain. Okay, now we go through the supply chain management. So the objective of this chapter is to coordinate the activities within the supply chain to maximize the supply chain but competitive advantage and benefits to the ultimate customers. And also the supply chain strategy important. The first one is the coordinations of all supply chain activities, starting with raw materials and ending with a satisfied customers. The second one includes suppliers, manufacturers, and or service providers, distributors, wholesaler, retailers, and also the final customers. The third importance of the supply chain is large portions of sales dollars or ringgit Malaysia is spent on the purchases. And another importance of supply chain is supplier relationship increasingly integrated and for long term. It also can improve innovation, speed designs, and also reduce the cost. And the last one is managing supplier relationship has aided emphasize. Okay, now we go to the subtopic, building the supply base. So under building the supply base, we can have these 5 steps. The first one is supplier evaluation. Okay, finding the potential supplier, determine likelihood of their becoming a good supplier, and also we can look through the supplier certifications. Okay, we can look into the qualifications, the educations, and what certifications that supplier have. The second one, okay, we can go through the supplier development, which is integrate the supplier into the systems, okay, quality requirements, product specifications, okay, the schedules and delivery, okay, procurement policies, training, engineering, and production helps. Also, we can look into the information transfer procedures. Okay, the third one, we will go through the negotiation, which is a significant element in the purchasing. Okay, highly valued skill. Okay, we can go through negotiation based on these 3 pricing strategy. The first one, cost-based price model. Okay, supplier open books. The second one, market-based price model based on published auctions or index price. Okay, the last one, okay, the competitive bidding, which is common policy for many purchases, does not generally foster long-term relationship. Okay, the fourth one, okay, the fourth step that we can go through is contracting. So under contracting, we can share the risk, benefits, and also create incentive. Okay, and also under this one, okay, we can have centralized purchasing. So for centralized purchasing, is leveraging the volume, develop specialized skills, develop supplier relationship, maintain professionals, control, devote the resources to selections and negotiations, reduce duplications of tasks, and promote standardizations. The last steps under the building of supply base is e-procurement. So for e-procurements, okay, the benefit is speed purchasing, reduce cost, integrate supply chain, and also we can have online catalogs and exchange. Also, we can have online auction. Now we go through the sourcing strategies. So we have manning suppliers. So for manning suppliers is commonly used for commodity product. Purchasing is typically based on price. Suppliers compete with one another. Supplier is responsible for technology, expertise, forecasting, cost, quality, and also delivery. Okay, for the second one, few suppliers. Buyers form longer term relationship with fewer suppliers and creates value through economics of scales and learning curve improvement. Suppliers more willing to participate in just-in-time program or known as JIT and contribute design and technological expertise. Cost of changing suppliers is huge. Trade secrets and other alliances. Now we go through the vertical integrations. So vertical integrations, okay, is developing the ability to produce goods or service previously purchased. Integrations can be forward, which is towards the customers, or backward towards suppliers. Vertical integrations can improve cost, quality, and inventory, but it requires capital, managerial skills, and demand. It's also risky in industries with rapid technological change. Okay, next we look into joint venture. So joint venture is formal collaborations that can enhance skills, secure supply, reduce costs, and also the cooperations without diluting the brand or conceding the competitive advantage. And also, we have the next one is Keiretsu Network. So Keiretsu Network is a middle ground between few suppliers and vertical integrations. Supplier can become parts of the company coalitions, often provide financial support for suppliers through ownerships or loans. Members expect long-term relationship and provide technical expertise and stable delivery. And for Keiretsu, it also may extend through several levels of the supplier chain. Okay, now we look into the virtual companies. So virtual companies rely on a variety of supplier relationship to provide services on demand. Fluid organizational boundaries that allow the creations of unique enterprises to meet the changing of market demand. Relationship may be short or long term. Exceptional lean performance, low capital investment, flexibility, and speed. Okay, the last subtopic for part 1 is about sourcing issue. So under sourcing issue, we have these two issues. The first one is either we make or buy versus outsourcing. So choosing between obtaining the product and services externally as opposed to producing them internally. So for outsourcing is transfer the traditional internal activities and resources to outside vendor. Efficiency in specializations, and we can focus on our core competencies. Okay, the next one is okay. This is an examples of supply chain for beer productions. Customer only know that they can get the beer at groceries. For example, here at Sam Groceries. Behind that, okay, they never know what happened. So actually, before you can buy the beer from the groceries, okay, Sam, for example, get the beer from the distributor. Okay, the distributor get from the brewer, okay, which is the factory. But In order to produce the beer, the brewer need to have can or bottle, and also all the hoops and grains from the farm. So actually behind the productions of beer, okay, we can see that we have several levels or chain of supply. Okay, thank you for your attentions and participation for part 1.